Blog Talk Radio.
This episode of Video Marketing Madness is made possible by InstaBuilder 2, the easy way to create sales pages, squeeze pages, and a whole lot more. Check it out today at raisebonuses.com/InstaBuilder2, all one word. And on today's episode, we have a very special guest, and quite frankly, the most anticipated guest, I think. I've gotten more feedback about having Jack Hopman on the show than anybody in a long time, so I'm super excited that we can talk about offline marketing.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good. That'll be a lot of fun.
He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy.
It's the online marketing radio show, Video Marketing Madness with Ray the Video Guy, and I'm Steve Sleeper. You can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Video Marketing Madness. Get plenty of useful tips and news of the week. We're live Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. You can join the conversation at 818-369-1423. Ray's video marketing tip of the week coming up at the end of the show. And our guest today, the godfather of local marketing, Jack Hopman. He's got a real cool platform for making instant websites for local businesses. Now, here he is. You know him, you love him. Ray the Video
So I'm super excited to get back to business here.
I found that on Firesign Theater. Did you like that?
I did. That was very cool. Like I said, it sounded like the president of some country or something, being cheered by the people. So I love it. That was good.
Yeah.
So, Steve, the first big question is, how was your Christmas?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we haven't done a show in 3 weeks. It was good. Really nice. I typically take the month of December off, so because it's just hard to make sales calls then. So yeah,
I take about half the month off or so. Well, I mean, really, it ends up being kind of the whole month, but typically most of the last 2 weeks at least. So.
Hey, you said my mic sounded a little hot and distorted. How is it now?
That's a little bit better. Yeah, it was getting a little crunchy on the
okay.
end there. So
okay, there we go. All right, yeah. He didn't say that. He IM'd me just so he wasn't telepathic.
I tried to be discreet, but then Steve, just brought it up anyway. So
yeah, right. Yeah, discreet is not my middle name.
And we've learned that over the last 2 years.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So,
but, it was an exciting time. It was kind of weird to not do a radio show on Wednesdays, but it was a nice little bit of time off and a time to recharge and to work on not only looking back and reflecting on all of the goals I had for the past year, but to start setting new goals for the next year. And hopefully we can stick with them. And I'm proud to say that for the first time in my life, last year I actually set very specific goals, and I actually followed them all the way through the whole year.
Well, that's good. That's great. That takes quite a bit of discipline. Well, I did the same thing as you over the break, kind of getting everything ready for the year. I did sleep till 11 o'clock every morning, I will tell you that. And I'm still trying to get used to getting to bed in decent time, but we're beginning to get back into the schedule and get things going again. And I was really watching every dime last year, and I played out the end of year reports. We had a good year last year. I was pleasantly surprised, Yeah,
I actually worked very hard at tracking all of that last year and setting very specific goals on that. and we did meet and beat every single one of them, and had probably my best year ever. So I'm really, in fact, I know it's my best year ever.
Oh, great.
And in this economy, that's probably saying something. So.
Well, that sure is. Yeah, that's absolutely saying something. But so, Jack, we really didn't give you much of a chance to say hello. How are you?
Good. Actually, I like the discussion about goals, and I spoke with my members, in the past training webinars about it, and there are certain things what you might not so like calling a business, or doing some content work, or setting up a website. And the way you have to judge this, it's actually very simple. You set up a huge goal. So don't say something like, I want to go for dinner today, but you want something to say like, I want to work for myself, or I want to buy a car. Something where you can dream about it, something what you make really happy. Now you're going to share that goal with somebody which you care about, with your wife or with your child, somebody who you trust and you don't want to fail for. So now, with having that big goal in mind, calling a business, let's say you have to call 50 businesses to get a client. And if you know that you have to call 50 times to get a client, and every time you make $500, and if you do that, let's say, consistently, you can do the math that you reach your goal. And every day and every week, you're making progress to reach your big goal. And because you have your big goal in mind, calling up that business or something what you actually don't like to do so much becomes so little that you don't care about it. Because if a client say no, one of the 49 clients will say yes. And that client will help you to reach the big goal.
Fabulous. So you're doing okay then? That was the question. All right. I tell you what, we're and Jack, I'm just giving you a hard time. No, that's excellent, and I'd like to talk more about that. Now, we've got to do news of the week. I noticed we have a caller from area code 541. A caller, if you could hear this, we're going to do news of the week, and then we'll do our interview with Jack, and we'll take your call at that time. So you can hang on hold, or you can call back. It's up to you. But let's go ahead and get news of the week. And Jack, like I said, feel free to just jump in on any of these things. And, I have quite a bit of news of the week because we haven't done the show in 3 weeks, and some of it I had to throw away because it was ancient history. But, but a couple things from RealSEO.com. YouTube may be the largest video site in the world with 300 hours worth of video content uploaded every minute, but Facebook has an edge when it comes to video sharing. And a new report is suggesting that more and more Facebook users are uploading the videos directly to Facebook as opposed to using the YouTube embed URL.
And I've noticed that a lot lately as well. And that's where you get those autoplay videos and things like that. So that's a pretty interesting feature, and people definitely are starting to go in that direction. We'll see where that takes things.
Well, and Facebook's accounting for 60% of all global video shares. Now, typically I'm using the YouTube URL and asking people to watch it on the watch page because I'm trying to get a little help with the rankings.
Sure.
But if it's the grandkids at Christmas, I'm uploading it to Jack. I told you I was old. I got grandkids, but if it's the grandkids at Christmas, then I'm uploading that directly to Facebook. But it appears again that more and more people are using that direct upload, and so Facebook's trying to take advantage of that and make the video playback experience as smooth as possible for users and publishers alike. it's rolled out. I don't know if you knew about this, Ray, but it's rolled out YouTube-like playlists.
I've heard something about it, but I haven't seen it in action yet.
Yeah, and they've also given branded pages the option to highlight a feature video in extra large format along with its comment feed.
Yeah, there's a few video features that I was reading an article the other day that said they were going to be announcing quite a few video features, as is Twitter. Twitter is also doing this.
That's right. Yeah. In fact, there's I don't have the Twitter story, but do you know what some of the new Twitter features are? I forgot to download that.
Yeah, well, it's a similar type of thing. It has to do with native uploads, so it's not going to be a YouTube video. You have to actually upload it through Twitter, apparently, and it's going to allow you to have video right inside of your Twitter feed somehow. We'll see how that actually goes. So, you basically take your MP4 or whatever it happens to be, and you would just upload it into Twitter. So should be quite interesting.
So, Ray, I think this is a nice product idea for you to provide to your members, is how to do the SEO for Facebook videos instead of, comparable to YouTube.
Yeah.
So that has probably also some tactics what will work to rank high in Facebook and maybe rank high also in the Google search with Facebook video link. Something.
Yeah, and they've actually got, and I don't know if this was mentioned in your article, Steve, but for a Facebook page, they're actually going to have a YouTube watch page-like feature on your actual page, which is kind of interesting as well.
And those are business pages only, though, that we're talking about. Yeah, and if you go to the Facebook page for the radio show, which is facebook.com/video marketing madness. The article from Real SEO is entitled "Facebook Starts 2015 with New Features to Rival YouTube," and it shows you how to do. The rest of this article shows you how to do all the stuff we're talking about. So that's kind of neat.
Indeed.
Amazon. This comes from SearchEngineWatch.com. Amazon goes for Google's jugular with new service. We may have talked a little bit about this last month, either that or I just think we did, but Skift reported, an online publication, reported that Amazon is getting ready to launch its own travel service, Amazon Travel.
Interesting.
And, that could take away from a big chunk of Google's revenues. We don't know, but it could. The idea behind Amazon Travel is to improve the shopping experience next time you're looking to take a trip. So they got low prices, reviews, and it's easy to do, easy to purchase stuff. And like I said, travel's a lucrative market for Google. For instance, searches related to New York hotels bring in anywhere from $8 to $10 a click in revenue for Google, and there's millions of searches on that alone, New York City hotels every month. So, could be interesting.
I think so. I think Google. We all love Google or hate them. Love them and hate them at the same time.
Love-hate relationship.
Exactly. But the thing is, especially as more and more people are using these phones, mobile, iPads, Google's going to start to run into some problems because people are searching inside of these apps instead of directly on Google.
Yeah.
And that's really going to cut back on what they can do.
Oh, I bought myself a Droid tablet for Christmas.
I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, great.
Well, yeah, I know, but it was, I know, and really the thing I'm probably going to use it for the most is read Kindle books, because I'm in front of a computer 12 hours a day. But now my daughter wanted me to get an iPad because she's totally Apple. But anyhow, I got myself a Droid tablet, so I guess
nice. Stepping into the century.
I still got just the old jitterbug phone. Because I don't want to, I don't know, I just don't want to be too connected, that's all.
I can tell you this, the exciting thing with the iPads and tablets and all that is I've actually started, and if Mike Stewart's listening, you'll appreciate this, I've actually started to use the iPad.
Oh, shoot videos?
Shooting my own videos.
Yeah, cool.
So when I'm in my own little home studio here shooting, I've actually started to use the iPad for that because, unfortunately, with these newer cameras, because my old camera, which was a video camera, has kind of retired, and now I'm shooting videos for people using the DSLRs. Very, very, very hard to shoot yourself with the DSLR.
Yeah, right.
Almost impossible.
Yeah.
So I bought the a stand for the iPad that allows me to shoot video of myself, and I can actually see myself on the iPad, make sure everything's working okay, and it's got the autofocus feature, which is the biggest problem with the DSLRs. Is I'd try to shoot myself and then find out it's out of focus, but I couldn't tell.
yeah, right.
So and shockingly, it takes an amazing picture. I was blown away by how good it was.
Well, that's what Mike was espousing when he was on the show, and
yeah.
Well, I did a comparison. First of all, I wrote down why I wanted a tablet. What was I going to use it for? And primarily, it's going to be to read Kindle books, maybe an occasional podcast. But all the podcasts I listen to are in my office, during the day while I'm working. And I've got a bunch that I subscribe to. But
play Farmville.
Yeah, play Farmville. But so my use for it's going to be limited. I don't want to use Facebook. I don't want to use email. I'm in front of a computer for 12 hours a day. But I analyzed the Windows, the Droid, and the Apple tablets, the iPod. And definitely the iPod has got the most functionality. There's no doubt about it. I mean, far and away the most functionality, at least from what I could tell. The reason I got a Droid is price. It was just
I got one for really good price.
Oh, I got a lot of tablet for $300, and then bought another $50 worth of cases and screen protectors and stuff like that. But I got a really good tablet. So it definitely is good value depending on what you're going to be doing. So. And value is all in. What do you want to do, and how much you're going to pay for it? So
exactly.
Yeah. So it's kind of fun. Okay, Bing adds search to Microsoft Office. This comes from Search Engine Land. Do you know about this? They're going to add the search to Office.
Oh no, I avoid.
Yeah. I
avoid all the Office type software as much as possible. So.
I asked that tongue in cheek, okay? Because I know you hate Office. Users will soon be able to search with Bing without leaving Office. Well, it's Office Word Online, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. The new insights from Office scans users' documents. Okay, it's a little Big Brother. Scans users' documents and makes educated guesses about the nature of the query, saving time and eliminating the potential distraction of getting sucked into the vortex of search engines. Okay, so let's say you're writing a paper about Abraham Lincoln. It's going to know that it's the 16th president of the United States as opposed to the capital of Nebraska. Okay. Which I live just up the road from. Lincoln, Nebraska. Let's see. This is kind of old news, but Facebook has stopped using Bing in search results. Let's see. This is from Search Engine Land. Yahoo's closed out its directory. That's really how they kind of established themselves in '94, but its local directory's gone now. Did you know that?
Yeah. I did not know that. That's actually interesting.
Yeah.
Of course, I guess I didn't notice because, nobody uses it anymore. But
yeah, I really don't. And then bad code update brings Yahoo and Bing to a standstill. This was okay.
Wait, what? Microsoft did a bad code update? What?
Yeah, I never heard of that. Yeah, I guess over the weekend it shut down because of some bad code, and they had to shut all the servers down. And
the fortunate thing is, not a single person noticed. So
nobody knew, except an 85-year-old man in Omaha. So anyhow, you got any news, Ray?
No, not really. I just sit around and let you do that.
Oh.
And now for something completely different.
Yes, and now for something completely different. As I mentioned at the top of the show, I've gotten more feedback about our guest for today than I think I have for any other guest, and it's all been positive. And people have been very excited. So, Jack Hopman, welcome to the show. For those of you who don't know Jack, he is a local marketer. And as you will hear, he is originally from the Netherlands. So he's come over here to dominate our local search.
With precision, with Dutch precision.
Thank you.
Hey, Jack, we do have a call, and he or she has been waiting for about 16 minutes. So why don't we go ahead and take the call? They may have a question.
Let's do it. Let's get
it. Now sometimes these calls are people just listening to the show, or our friend Eric that calls in and says you got a good show. That's all he ever says. Okay, so area code 541. You're on the air on Video Marketing Madness. Did you have a question for Ray or Jack?
Yeah. So feel free to ask me a question about local marketing.
Yeah,
Hi, are you there?
You just signed up for Jack's product?
I just signed up for Jack's product yesterday, and I just called in to listen today and appreciate what you guys are doing. I don't have a good internet connection where I'm at, so it's easier to listen on the phone.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
Well, welcome to my world on the internet issue, by the way. So,
so thank you for that. And what is your first name?
My name is Craig.
Correct. Did you already install it, or did you attend the webinar last night?
I was unable to. I was traveling from Oregon into a remote part of Nevada, where I'm actually sitting right now. But I won't be able to install anything until Monday. But I do some local marketing, and I'm excited about the templates and your program, and just had the opportunity to listen today. So no particular question, but I do. I look forward to working with you, Jack. I've heard nothing but good things as well.
So please join the Facebook group, so where we do some updates and share about your experience. And the group is very active, helping each other. I'm astonished that people help each other that good. So and I do 2 times a week a training webinar on Sundays and on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. EST, and there are replays of it.
That's one of the things that a lot of people brought up. They were shocked at how often you do those trainings for them. Even after they've been, a client for ages, they're still getting all this training, so they have been very excited about that.
I'm shocked that so many people attend those webinars.
well, Craig, I'm going to go ahead and put you back on hold. Go ahead and listen to the show that way. That's fine. No problem.
All right.
Thanks, Craig.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay. Yeah, we from time to time we get somebody, they're out in the middle of nowhere and they can't get an internet connection. They can just call in 818-369-1423 and just listen to the show, and that's fine. I think we got 5 lines in or something. So, but if you do have a question for Jack as the program goes on, feel free to give us a call.
Absolutely, we'll be glad to take that call and let you voice your questions or opinions. If you have opinions on his product, you can certainly do that as well. So, Jack, let's get started here by talking a little bit about local marketing. And how did you get involved in doing local marketing?
So we moved with the family to the United States in 2004. I worked for Packard, is a big trucking company who makes Peterbilt and Kenworth trucks.
Okay.
And so I was responsible for setting and building $25 million project and hired a team and trained a team. So that was on an expert agreement for 5 years. And so my original company, DAF in the Netherlands, gave me the option, to come back in the office. And when you are like a bird and flew out and raised on a farm, you doesn't feel like you want to work for the man. And I had always in my mind 3 goals. When I was a kid, I wanted to have a BMW, build my own house, and work for myself. So, unfortunately, I built my house when I was 35. I had my BMW when I was 37, and so I had already fulfilled those 2 things. So the next thing what I felt I needed to do was to work for myself. So in 2009, we decided with the family, my wife and 2 kids, to stay in America and set up our new business. So we walked in franchise. We moved from Washington State to Florida because we did some marketing analysis, and we found out that location in Boca Raton was a good location for that new business. And we bought it in January, and in August, we had planned to open it. So I did some marketing study and found out that all the top businesses who performed well, the top 10, every one of them did AdWords. And I studied the AdWords campaign, I studied the website, and I didn't like it. And it was, a little bit, how do you say it? I said, I need to do it better. Let's put it in that way. So I had 9 months to train myself in 2009, and within 3 months, we broke even. And we were the fastest company in that franchise system who broke even. And we are since, let's say, 3 years, we are in the top 3 performers. So when we did so well, all those other franchisees called us up, say, how come that you guys do so well? So my wife has some medical knowledge, so she could write the content for the website, and I had the technical knowledge. I studied on the AdWords campaign. I felt good with it with my medical thinking. I just felt that is my way that I can do it easily. So I signed up all those businesses, and I got referrals. I didn't do it to do so much marketing myself. The referral system did his way. And I found out by doing AdWords management, I didn't need to work that hard for earning more, because they pay, between $200 and $500 a month for the management fee, and it only takes an hour to do the work. So I felt, okay, this is what I like, and then I expanded my business to do it for other niches, and I felt creating the website and asking the content for the website is actually the most time-consuming and frustrating thing. So what I did is, how come that Home Advisor makes $200 million a year? How come that? So they found out that those niches actually work well. There's a need for those niches. So I started to create 112 niches like what Home Advisor also provide. And I put it as a product. Now what I did is I shared that product, that team with others. And I got a ton of questions. And I said, holy cow, if I sell a product for $47 and I get 100 questions to set up a WordPress theme, I'm never going to do that. So it took me about a half year to develop something that you can install in one click. So it doesn't exist. You will not find such product in any other vendor because they sell a theme. They don't sell a website which you can install. You say, I have a client for an auto repair. I have a client for a plumber. I have a client for an HVAC. So by clicking on that logo and by clicking on that niche, the complete website gets installed, and you only need to fill out the contact information. And now I have a system, but it takes me less than an hour to create a website, and it takes me an hour per month to do the management work. So I feel now I'm in business, I can relax, I make a nice income each month, and I can take care of my family.
Nice. And the exciting thing about it, and I totally agree, because I kind of laughed when you talked about the content being the most difficult part, and it really is. I mean, so often, you know, I'm a video person, but when we were doing a lot of local marketing with a lot of other things besides just video, you know, we would be putting together websites, and, you know, we could make this beautiful website, and it's like, gosh, what are we going to put on this website? You know, because the client doesn't have a bunch of content to give you. I don't know about you, but I don't know the ins and outs of being a dentist, so I don't have content, you know, that kind of a thing. And it gets very difficult very quickly. So when I saw that, you know, not only does your product create these local websites, but it actually fills in content, I mean, that just blew me away. I was super excited by that, which is why I immediately, you know, tried to get you on the radio and everything else here, because it's very different and takes things to a completely different level.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I agree. We were listening intently, Ray.
Okay.
I don't blame you.
I wasn't ignoring you.
If I may something to add, because
yeah, please.
Actually, the content is one part of the deal. But what you actually want is results. And it makes it the way how you put the content on the website makes a huge effect if you get results. So you can have the same information, but if you write the information in such a way that the website visitor take action, you can double the results. So what you want to do is that the content is available, that is structured nicely, and there is a nice call to action on it. So once you drive that traffic to the website, they will take action, and the business sees results.
Nice. So let me ask you one thing, because, you know, one of the things that was brought up in our Facebook group was people were very excited by the results they'd already gotten, because for whatever reason, you've been in our Facebook group for quite a while, and I knew your name and I'd seen your picture and everything else, but I really didn't know you and didn't realize that you had this platform up until the other day. But others apparently did, because immediately people were saying, oh, yeah, I've used his platform and I've got page one results and it's absolutely amazing and you got to check it out. So my question to you is, what is it that makes these websites so, I don't know if easy is the right word. I never like to use the word easy when we're talking about SEO, but what is it that allows these websites to do so well?
Okay. So let me say, why is Google showing a website on first page? Google is all about providing value to the customers. That is why I like Google instead of Bing. So in a small thing what we spoke about Bing, but I like Google. Google is all about providing value. What consider Google as value? They consider Google as value when you enter a keyword, they click on a link, and that website visitor has a positive experience about the search results. So how do you measure positive experience? One is the bounce rate. So you want to make sure that if they come on the home page, they don't click away. You want to give a quick, nice experience, and that they click on a link on the home page. The second thing is what they measure is the average time on the website. So you want to make sure that they find what they are looking for, and they read about it, or they watch a video, and video works really well, that the average time is more than 2 minutes. So it's all about experience for Google. Once Google discovered that keyword with that link had a positive experience, they will rank it higher. You don't need to do a lot on-site SEO, except that you provide a positive experience for that visitor with that keyword. Nice.
Now, I know one question that you've probably faced a few times, and I know somebody's going to ask it at some point, probably on the Facebook group, but what about duplicate content? People are always talking about, we got to be careful of duplicate content. How do you handle that, and do you find that it's even a factor at all?
Okay. So there are a lot of people on this call who get brainstormed by marketers who sell products, who sell spinners and all kind of things. Google has never said that duplicate content is an issue as long as it's not on the same website. So you don't want to show 10 times the same pages. You want to link them so that they are connected with unique content. So by the most, how can I say it? I like franchises. I prefer to do internet market for franchise. And I use the same website for every franchise. I only change the address and the map, and maybe the contact information and the link to the face. And do you know that half of the visitors, and I do all of them, I do AdWords, but it is really astounding that half of the website visitors is because of natural search. Every of them. So if duplicate content would be an issue, only one website or none of them would rank, but they all rank in their own city.
And users have come back and said the exact same thing, that they rank right away. In fact, we were talking earlier about one person who wrote specifically that, hey, they did this. All they did was put the website up there. They didn't really, do a whole lot to it, and boom, it just popped right up to the top. So clearly you know what you're doing and you know what you're talking about with this. And just for the record, when it comes to video, I've found the same thing. Yeah, if you upload the same video twice, they don't like it. But if you upload it to two different channels, they could care less. And you can rank both of them. So it's I agree with you on the duplicate content issue there. Absolutely. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is
fascinating.
Yes.
I'm sorry. There was just a pause after there, so there was radio silence, so I felt obligated to say something. Sorry.
So the next thing that I'm curious about is, we've talked a little bit about how well these rank. We've talked about why they rank well, but let's talk about the one other thing that really matters in this: how easy it is. So if I'm new at this, maybe I'm a marketer, maybe I'm a new marketer, but I'm not a website person. How easy is it to implement your platform for these local businesses?
I got about 1 to 2 spontaneous testimonials in my help desk, and they're all spontaneous, and I keep them all. And every of them, they tell about, Jack, I'm an experienced internet marketer. I worked for products for 20 years, and I finally found something what works. So it installed a website within 5 minutes. I guarantee it. I show it almost every time during a training webinar. You only need to fill out the contact information from the business, and you can share at that point this website for your client. I would not tell to the client that it only took you 5 minutes. I still want that $4.97 check. They don't need to know about how much effort you took. It is about how much value they get. So you need to make that distinguish about, in the past, you probably were thinking, 4 hours, I want to earn, $200 or whatever. Now you need to think a little bit different. How much value you provide for that business. And you sell this website between $4.97 to $2,000. If you look at my training webinars, actually last Sunday we had one, he sold easily $2,000 on a lawyer, and he get $500 monthly for maintenance and do some content management. So it takes you, everybody can do it. I guarantee it. Every marketer can do it, because you can type, and you can move the mouse. You need to have some skill, but that's it.
You need to have fingers. If you have fingers, you can do this.
I've got fingers. They haven't fallen off. Hey, we do have somebody calling in now. I'm not sure this is a toll-free number, the person that's calling in, but it's area code 855. So why don't we see what's there, see if they got a question or they're just listening. But
it's Google calling to complain.
It's Google calling. Area code 855, did you have a question for Jack Ray?
Yes, well, I don't have a question. Hello. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
And are you just listening to the show, or did you?
Actually, I'm one of Jack's largest fans.
Oh, really? You're president of the Jack Hopman fan club? Yeah. Okay.
The guy who was just talking about in the webinar last Sunday night.
Yeah, Mike. I recognize your voice. Yes.
Is this Mike?
No, this is Tom.
Oh, Tom. Okay.
Tom Griffith. Yeah. I'm very bad with names. Sorry. I told you already.
So Tom, this is a good opportunity since you have the product. How have you found the product to be so far?
You can put up a lead gen site in under 20 minutes.
Wow. That is incredible.
Complete with content and ranked. I mean, I'm not. This is completely unsolicited. I love Jack's product, and with the announcement he came out with this morning with the new landing page builder, it's absolutely friggin' incredible.
Nice. I'm telling you, like I said, I didn't know. I mean, I knew Jack's name because he's been in my group for a while, but I didn't know he had this product until Monday. Monday was the first time I saw it, and I was absolutely blown away by what I saw with that. So I completely agree with you on that. So it's exciting to finally see somebody who.
I'll tell you, I'll tell you, I was waiting for one of his themes to come out. Sunday night, he sent me a heads up. He said the new theme will be up Monday morning. And this is a theme that I had sold to an attorney. And it's up and live right now. I am just waiting for the domain to render over. This is a complete, done-for-you solution, as you can sell for $2,000 a copy to the right niche. But on the short side, if it's roofers or plumbers or florists or tanning salons, $4.95 and $100 in posting. You can't go wrong. It doesn't take any effort. The only thing that I'm recommend to Jack is he's going to have to double or triple his server banks because he's not going to be able to handle what the guys are using.
Wow.
Cool.
I can honestly say this is the first time we've actually had fans call for a guest that we've had on there. So this is really amazing, Jack. It's a true testament to you and to what you're doing out there, because that's pretty amazing.
I didn't post it in the Facebook group. I didn't know.
It's actually Jack's brother-in-law, just so you know. No,
yeah, Jack's brother-in-law.
No, we're we're not related. I'm an Irishman, and he's from Bavaria. Jack just.
He's from Texas. Didn't you hear the accent there, Tom? Texas.
Yeah. Well, you got to get used to his accent, but you got to love him.
Awesome.
I told him the other night, I said, Jack, you are the most affordable expense I have in my business.
Nice.
Well, fabulous. Well, Tom...
No, go ahead.
Yeah, that's all I had to say. The guys have to understand there's a lot of crap out there, and there's a lot of junk you can buy. This is not in that category. This is a premium product at a beggar's price. You cannot go wrong.
Okay, well, cool.
Fantastic. Well, Tom, we appreciate you calling and letting us know that. And
if he talks about his scraper, it's got the best scraper. and if he talks about his scraper, he's got the best scraper on the planet.
Excellent, because that's actually we will talk about that, because I actually haven't even seen that scraper yet. I have some that I've used in the past, but I haven't even seen Jack's yet.
Is that the lead finder Jack?
That is. Yeah,
I've got that. I bought it yesterday. I went through the training videos last night, and I'm pretty jacked up about it. I get it.
Did you notice this is starting to sound like one of those Sunday morning radio shows?
Yeah, I know. It's like when your wife said, it sounds like an infomercial. You might want.
Yeah, well, no, and you know what? And honestly, folks, I mean, this is totally spontaneous, and the fact that it's sounding a bit like that is because Jack actually has these fans, because he actually provides a product that works and people like. And speaking of that, let's talk a little bit about strategy here, Jack, because one of the toughest parts is you might be able to buy your product, create the nicest website in the world, and be able to rank it pretty easily. But of course, you need somebody to buy it, and of course that gets into the lead finder. But I want to talk a little bit about the strategy of this. Do you tend to, or do you believe that it's better to find a client first, or maybe to rank the website first, and then sell the website pre-made?
So there are different prospecting strategies. So that is the most important thing in your business is getting clients. What I see is that a lot of users ask, Jack, I only see 90 teams and there's not 112. So they focus on what is not there and they study on things and it doesn't make sense. So what I wanted to say is, I want you to stop buying products. I want you to pick one and put your focus on it. It doesn't matter if it's my product, okay? You don't need to buy my product. Something where you say, I'm going to make this happen. And the first thing what you're going to do is get a client. So there are different and you don't need to study the whole product, because once you have a client, there are tons of people where you can go to and say, how do I set up a website? How do I this? How do that? And when you have that check from $1,000, you run 2 times as fast than you don't have a check for $1,000, but you're hoping to get a check. So that check will drive you. So now, what is the best way to prospect? I had that same problem, often not real same problem, but I found out that you want to knock on doors on companies who are already spending a lot of money on the internet. They don't care about $100. They care about getting more clients. Their service is in place. They just want that phone rings more often. So now the question comes, what are places to find good companies? So a very good source is companies who already advertising on Google. They pay $5 to $10 per click, and you want to contact them. And they might run their own AdWords account, and they are just not, they have the budget, and they are business owners. It is not their profession. If you are an expert in AdWords, you can easily outperform them. Even when it is done by a company, by the large company, they outsource also all the work. And those outsourced, they don't have any knowledge about conversion. They only look at the keyword and ad, but they don't look at the website. They don't know how the phone call needs to get answered. So you can provide much more value to that company. So the second source I found out is business who are paying Home Advisor between the $30 and $100 for each call. And those businesses, they still like Home Advisor, but at the same time, they are frustrated about Home Advisor because they have to share that lead with 3 businesses. And if that company doesn't answer the phone within 5 minutes, another business has contacted that prospect, and they are just too late. But they still have to pay $30 to $100. So if you say, hey, client, I can provide you leads. I have a nice-looking website, and you don't need to share those leads. He will kiss you. You know, so you and those are businesses who have the money. So I created a tool. I don't want to be commercial now, but I created a tool specifically for those two niches, and does the collecting of that business information very well. With one click, listen what I'm going to say. With one click, you can collect all the plumbers in the United States. With one click.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it's and just as a testimonial to the lead finder stuff, and again, just to be clear, I haven't used yours yet, but what I've found is that when I've used a lead finder to pull, in my case, usually it's lawyers, and I've sent something out, usually video, and said, hey, you know what, I've got a video on page 1. Every single time I've done that, and I've just been blind emailing these people, I've gotten somebody back who bought it. Every single time. And by the way, and usually they turn into a bigger client who buys other things, but, every time it's worked. People have always gotten back to me. So a lead finder software is a huge benefit.
Yeah, you need it to get clients. So the lead finder software is actually more important than the team, because you can have a nice product and click, and it looks all nice, but if nobody's going to pay for it, it doesn't make sense. It is internet. You should treat it as a business. So your main focus first needs to be at getting clients. Once you have that check, I don't know. Once you see your PayPal growing, once you have that check, your mindset will change. You need to have that big goal, and that big goal needs not small goals. You need to have that big goal, and that big goal will drive you to take action. I have never crossed somebody who is successful and don't put effort in it. Okay, so I'm not selling easy things. You need to do some work. There are 3. Who's watching The Profit? I don't know. I'm not. It's about product, people, and process. Okay, I can help you with the product. I can help you with the process, but you are also very important. In that, you are actually the most important element to reach your own goal.
Nice, and I think that's the case in everything. And I've brought that point up before when people have said, well, gee, I tried product X and it didn't work. Well, did you really try it, though? Because, a lot of people say, oh, gee, there's a lot of product scams out there. And I've never really felt that way. I mean, certainly there are some, but I think what it is oftentimes somebody tried something and went full out and did well with it and said, hey, this works, try it out. And then the next person comes and buys it, tries it for 3 days, and doesn't make $1 million, and then says, "Oh, this doesn't work." And I understand why. It's difficult to take the time if something's going to take 3 months to work. How do you make something work in 3 months when you have to pay the bill tomorrow? So I kind of understand why that's an issue, but I agree with you 100%. If you're going to do it, you've got to pick something, and you've got to really go all in. And do it. Do it for real, not
and,
just...
and it's got to be something you want to do.
Yeah,
it's like a duh statement, but you really got to want to do it. Jack, I was a bank marketing consultant for about 20 years, and that changed in 2009 with the crash of the economy. A couple things happened because I was selling a direct mail program to banks to bring in checking accounts. 2 things happened. Direct mail collapsed, and banks collapsed. And I was probably the 3rd or 4th company out there that was competing for their dollars. Well, guess what? There's not 5 companies competing for that. There's 2, and the rest of them went out of business, and mine was one of them. So I started looking at what I wanted to do, and I got interested in YouTube. But I realized that all my life, and at the time I was, 53 years old, all my life what I had done is just rep a product. I never produced it. And I was at that point in my life where, you know what, I don't really want to do a lot of production. I just want to sell stuff. Turn it over to somebody. And so, I use YouTube as part of my selling strategy. Hey, I got a video on page 1. You want it? You can have it just for talking to me. I do things like that. Okay, that's just an example. I had to figure out what I wanted to do, what I'm good at, what I like doing, and I just like selling. I don't really want to produce stuff. So ascertain that. Do you really want to produce these websites and sell them at the same time? And now Jack's product is a good way to sell stuff and put the websites up quickly, and you could have an admin do that if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I was blown away with how easy it was to do it. To the point where I could actually see myself getting into doing websites for local clients, which I've totally avoided. Yeah, I have some partners that we've done some of that stuff, but I avoided it. I only did video.
Yeah.
But I can see now where, this allows me to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited by it. And Jack, I'm excited by all this information that you've got. And
you got to love what you do. That's the big thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love doing things that are easy to get going.
Yeah.
So.
A good strategy is to set up the website and to sell a service with it. And you say, and I got a couple of members who say, I create one video per month, and they get paid between $100 and $200 for that service, just to create a video and get it kind of ranked on YouTube. So you pay $5 to $10. You know those strategies better than me to get it ranked, and you create one video, something what you like to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of that, one of the things that we've talked about for those of you that are interested in a product like this, head over to the Facebook group. We've got information about it. But
that's the mastermind group, right? That's
yes, the mastermind group.
Facebook.com/groups/
online video marketers.
Or online video marketers, yeah.
Yeah, and we can actually post it in the radio Facebook page as well, so that people can go there, the Video Marketing Madness page. But one of the things that we've actually, because I was talking with Jack about this, and I've taken some pre-made videos for some of those niches and put them together into a package to go with this. So, in other words, if you buy the package that you've got available with the I believe it's the painters and and I forget all 5 of them off the top of my head, but it's, roofers and painters and things like that. I've actually got videos that are pre-made, ready to go, that I'm going to give you out with those. The only one I don't have is landscaping, which I'm going to be putting together. So I told everybody, hey, landscaping will be coming. So,
and that link is in the mastermind group, right? You
yes.
pinned it to the top. Okay.
Yeah, I believe that's in there, somewhere in there. So,
yeah.
In fact, I think it's pinned right to the top. So.
Well, yeah, it's a Warrior Forum link. Okay, all right.
But it's honestly, for anybody working in local marketing, especially a lot of our guys do video for local. But if you could add something that takes you, an hour to do, and you collect an extra check from it, from like you said, up to $2,000. Why wouldn't you do that? That's crazy not to, really.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty incredible stuff. So there you go. So Jack, let me ask you one other thing here. Let's talk a little bit about the mindset of all this, because we kind of touched on it a little bit. But before the show started, we were talking a little bit about goals and things like that. How do you feel about if somebody's going to get into this? What's the mindset? What kind of goals should they be setting for this, as far as time, as far as effort, as far as setting financial goals out of this? What can people truly expect out of this, and how should they be setting themselves up for this?
Okay, so there's no success without action. You want to set up a big goal, not a small goal, but something you really like. And then you say, by end of this year, I want to achieve what is very value to you. Let us say you want to achieve $10,000 a month. That would put you in position that you can work for yourself and, are more or less independent. I like that is something what I like. I like to be very independent. I cannot stand to work in a cubicle. I cannot stand working on goals what I think should be different. I cannot stand to do something what my boss benefits and doesn't benefit the company. So there are certain things I just don't like. Those things can be different for you. But normally, $10,000 a month would most people help. So now you have to think a little bit. How can I reach $10,000 a month? It is actually very simple. For $10,000 a month, you need to get one client per week who pays you $200 per month on recurring. One client per month, per week, who pays you $200 per week will bring you to $10,000 per year, per month, $10,000 per month in a year. So now the question is, how do you achieve that? That is why I started, you need a prospecting method. I created a tool for that. You can do it by your own. It doesn't matter. But everybody can pick up the phone. Everybody can send emails. You need to take action. If you send about 400 emails per day, what you can automate, you will have one client at least from that email. You have to follow up, you have to fulfill, but you have a whole week to do that. The tools I provide is one click. You don't need to work 1 week to create a website. It takes you max an hour. So, with that strategy, you can be independent and be financial, fulfill your goal. If your goal is bigger, you have to work a little bit harder, okay? So.
Beautiful. No, I love that. I think that's a great way to look at things with that. And, you know, for those that are willing to do the work, I see this as a very doable thing. You know, as a matter of fact, you know, for those of you that have talked with local clients before, you've probably run into this, but I've run into people where they're like, yeah, well, we paid, you know, $10,000 for this website, and it's really bad, and, you know, and it is. And then, of course, we struggle to get them to pay, you know, $1,000.
Yeah, right.
The one that actually works.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, they paid $8,000 for one, you know. But, I mean, this is a very easy way to be able to do that. I mean, you know, like you said, I mean, set your goals, you know, where they're not easily achievable, so that there's a challenge there for you, but
you want to stretch out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
no,
you know, I can see.
I want to stress out that the goal needs to be very valuable for you.
Yeah.
Something where you want to, will make you incredibly happy. So let me give you an example. During the launch, my goal was to earn enough money to buy a new tuba for my son. He is, I don't know where he has his skill from, but he's within the 8 best players from Florida. Florida is bigger than the Netherlands. There's 20 million people. So I'm incredibly proud of him. So I wanted to work very hard to buy a new tuba, and a tuba was $8,000.
Oh, tuba. I thought you said 2x4.
Okay, tuba. Yeah, you know, you have to get used to me.
Yeah.
Tuba.
I knew what you said.
So, and I shared it with my affiliates. And do you know what? Everybody wanted me to buy a tuba for my son. And once I didn't care about emailing one more time. I didn't care about sleeping short nights. I wanted to achieve that goal. This is something what you have to find what is very valuable for you. You might want to take care of your mom. You might want to take care of your whatever what is very valuable for you. That is what you want to put as goal. It doesn't need to be a lot of money, but it is most time it is related to money, but something what is very valuable to you. Everything else what you need to do, you don't feel. It is very little compared to that goal. That drives you. I give you another example. My dad passed away last year in October. And I was, how do you say that? it's very strange. I don't know if your dad's still alive, but I was not energized as before. But I felt that I needed to, how do you say that? I need to recognize, I don't know how you say the word, but I want to do very special in the month October. So to say I did this, and with it I always think about my dad. So I worked the last month before October very, very hard to do the launch. Something like that will drive you to. I know it probably sounds ridiculous, but those goals are important.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, though. I understand. Yeah. It's sometimes when folks lose a loved one, they dive into something else. As the saying goes, you're always thinking about your loved one, but it also, when you're working on something, you do it for them. It motivates you. I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
kind of hard to describe, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. So this is what you want to find out. What touch you in yourself.
That's right.
What touch your heart?
Yeah.
What is very valuable to you? Once you find out what is very valuable, buy a whiteboard, put it on it, but share it with somebody who you are close to, because you don't want to fail. I said to my son, I want to buy a tuba end of the week, launch takes a week, and $8,000 a week is not how do you say it? It's not small money, okay? So I knew it was a big challenge. So I just put my up and I said, this is what I want to achieve, and then everything what is related to that is drives that goal. I didn't want to fail for my son's face. Are you kidding? I want to make happy in the beginning of the week, and at the end of the week I need to tell him, no, Daddy failed.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
No.
It is quite the motivation, and certainly something that all of us need to have. And I think that goes back to the old adage that you need to have your why. Why are you doing something? Not just, gee, I want to make $20,000 next month. It's got to be, why do you want to do that?
Yes.
It has to be a purpose.
It is not about the money itself. It's something what gives to you. The freedom, or maybe you take care of your mom, or something what is very valuable, what you can do with the money.
Oh, absolutely.
I remember you talking, the other thing too was, you wanted to have a certain car, and I think that's one thing that needs to be mentioned too, is a lot of times we think of, when people say, oh, think of your why, think of your reason, and a lot of times it's like, well, I want to be able to, and they think of some big noble thing. You got to be honest. If it's, I want to have a BMW, then, let that be it.
It's very
be honest
stupid
with yourself. Don't say, well, I want to feed starving children in Guam, unless that is your real goal. Don't try to be noble.
I don't know how those things start in your brain, but as a child, you have, at least I wanted to achieve certain things. And it didn't satisfy me if I didn't achieve them. So they always itched on me. So and I can imagine if you have also something, as a child you saw a nice Ford Mustang, or you saw a nice what is that new brand that completely electric car nowadays?
Oh, the Tesla. Which is one of my goals.
My son speaks about the Tesla. He is 14 years old. I'm 100% sure he's as stupid as me that he wants a Tesla at a certain age. he just wants to have that. He said, Dad, why are you not buying a Tesla? I said, I don't need that. So, but you cannot change that. It is in his brain. And because if you say, I want a Tesla, and because I want a Tesla, everything else it feels little. If I have to call them business, if I send 400 emails, if you put on a website, whatever you want to achieve, feels very little, because if you work consistently and you earn $10,000 a month, the Tesla you can buy it in 8 months.
There you go. Well, Jack, thanks very much for being on the program. Now, you know, Ray, one of the things we didn't do was mention the name of the product that he's got. It's local theme Jack. And if you go to the Facebook Mastermind group, Ray's link is there. I'll also post it in the notes. But that's local theme Jack, and the scraper, which is a very robust scraper. It can tell you how much they're spending on AdWords, etc. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. That's Local Finder Jack. Ray, do you have a link for Local Finder Jack?
It's actually Lead Finder Jack.
Yeah, that too.
Actually, I don't
think Theme Jack and Lead Finder Jack. Yeah,
I think that's only, and I could be wrong. I think that's only available for people that purchase the website product. Correct?
It's in the funnel. So
I bought it.
Yeah. So I sell the website, because once you have the website, you need clients. And in the OTO, it's called Site Lead Finder, and it will point out precisely which business do have a website and which business don't have a website. So you want to knock on doors which are in high need.
Okay, I see. Okay, so that would be the OTO for Local Theme Jack then. Okay, this all makes sense. Yeah, I got it now. Yeah, I'm a little slow on the uptake, but eventually I do get things. So okay. Well, Ray, do you have a tip of the week?
Of course I do.
Well, hold on. And now, okay. Tip of the week with Ray, the video guy.
That's right. So the tip of the week is kind of an interesting one. You know, I get a lot of questions from people saying, well, gee, you know, I want to be able to do this or that with my video, but, you know, I'm not a video editor, and I tried Windows Movie Maker or iMovie or whatever it happens to be, and I'm not happy. So what I did was I started to look for alternative products that people could use that are inexpensive to get them started. And, you know, I didn't really find a whole lot that really got me going. You know, yeah, iMovie was okay, but only for the Mac people. How do we get a product that people can actually do, for instance, like the stuff that I teach in YouTube Interactive, where you can actually add buttons on top of your videos and graphics and things like that, because programs like Windows Movie Maker won't do it. Well, fortunately, I actually came across a product that does exactly that, and best of all, you can start off using it for free. And the product is called WeVideo, WeVideo, WeVideo. And you can check it out at wevideo.com. It's actually an online editor. So the only disadvantage is, of course, you have to upload your videos to their servers to be able to do your editing, but it's a completely online editor, and it starts off, like I said, free, and I believe that if you really start to use it, I think they charge, you know, I think the first package is like $2 a month or something crazy like that. So it's a very, very inexpensive way to get going on video editing and do some pretty advanced features, yet still have an editor that's very easy to use that doesn't completely overwhelm you. So that's WeVideo at WeVideo.com. So there you go.
Cool.
Cool.
A lot of fun. I keep trying to get them to, you know, to be a sponsor or, you know, for me to get an affiliate thing with them, but they don't have any programs yet. They're working on one. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll be nice. All right.
Yeah. So I told them, I said, I'm not going to tell anybody about it until you cut me in. Just kidding. I've been telling everybody about it anyway. So.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, Jack, thanks for being on the show. Ray, I think we got it covered, didn't we?
I think we did. We did. We had a lot of good stuff and some callers, you know, who are obviously huge fans of Jack's, which is really exciting to see that.
Either that or they're stalking Jack.
Either one. But you know what? they're only stocking him because he has a great product that people actually appreciate enough to stock him. So that's always exciting to see. And so we'll be back next week, next Wednesday, when we've actually got another great guest. The guest for next week is, now, Steve, I'm not even sure how to pronounce this.
Melissa, oh, dang, what's her last? It's a bullhunk last name.
But I know the company is Briella Arion.
Yeah,
and I can't even pronounce that.
There she is. It is Melissa
Krivacek.
Krivacek. No, I think it's Krivacek. I grew up around a bunch of Czechs, so a lot of Czechs and a lot of skis where I grew up. So I'm so old. I go back to the days when wedding receptions always had polka bands. So
there you go. Well, it's going to be exciting because she's got a good amount of experience in the marketing realm, and so it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to speak to her.
She just won an award, like as one of the top executives in the United States, top 1% or something. She posted on her Facebook page. So it'll be a good show next week as it was this week. So
beautiful. So we'll have a 1%er on. So
yeah, that's right. And it's the online marketing radio show, Video Marketing Madness with Ray the Video Guy. I'm Steve Sleeper. Our guest today, like we said, has been Jack Hopman, and his product is Local Theme Jack. It's a way to stand up really good websites for local businesses very fast, and we'll have his Ray's link to buy it in the notes for the show, and then also realize that the OTO on it, the OTO is a scraper, so that's cool as well. And today's show made possible by?
Well, besides Jack's product, it's made possible by Instabuilder, the easy way to create sales pages, lead pages, and other great little single-function uses there. And you can check that out at raisebonuses.com/Instabuilder2. Because it's version 2.0.
Yeah,
so there you go.
In fact, I stood up a little landing page for the radio show at videomarketingmadnessradio.com that has our links for Blog Talk Radio and iTunes, and it's also got a way where you can get all kinds of free stuff from Ray by subscribing to iTunes.
We love free stuff.
And I did that on Instabuilder. It looks pretty good, I think.
Instabuilder, very easy to use for that.
The Facebook fan page for the radio show is Video Marketing Madness, and we got all kinds of useful tips and news of the week. I do 3 or 4 postings typically every day in there on information you can use, and I also post all the news of the week things that I read, and so if you want to get more information, it's in there. Our mastermind group is facebook.com/groups/online video marketers. That's Ray's mastermind group, and that's a good place to get views for your videos, to get your questions answered, to find out all the latest products that Ray's going to have in there. He's got the link for Jack's new product. Jack is a member there, so it's a good mastermind group. There's about 4,200 people in there now.
There is, yeah. It keeps going up every day.
Yeah, so it's
and then it goes down when we kick out the spammers. But
the only time I really kick people out is the Ray-Ban sunglasses. Otherwise, we kind of leave it alone. I mean, if there's something really inappropriate, maybe.
No, it's only the people that auto post and don't stop when we ask. So everyone is welcome to come in and learn and to share their successes and failures and ask questions, and et cetera, et cetera. So it's a fun little group, and we do a lot of stuff in there. We share videos. So if you need views for your videos, come share your videos.
I get all kinds of comments on mine, like "you're an idiot." No.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I get it. Everybody knows what to do when they make the comments. By the way, they always make real nice comments, and they don't do critiques of your video. Like, that should have been red when it was green. They hey, that's cool stuff. Thanks for sharing this with me. And comments like that. And a lot of the guys make really in-depth comments, like this product is so-and-so and so-and-so, and we're going some granularity on the product, so that's kind of neat. So we know what to do.
Yes, indeed. So join us there, and, of course, join us again next week for another episode of Video Marketing Madness.
Yes, indeed.
He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy.